So good afternoon over there in Nigeria and good evening in the Philippines. Welcome to John Maxwell webinar. It's called Leading the Best. Of course, this is brought to you by Jed Child Trust Foundation together with ASEAN Youth Organization and Yes Tech. Welcome everyone. Of course, before we start, we are going to talk about leadership and creativity. So everything rises and falls on leadership in every sphere of life. Every man is born a winner, regardless of who you are and where you have been. You're born to influence and impact your generation. With the John Maxwell Leadership Program, courtesy of Jed Child Trust Foundation and ASEAN, IO, it is a free leadership program aimed at reinventing youth towards building a purpose-driven and success-oriented life. So welcome to Leadership and Creativity. And of course, our agenda today is, I have talked about the introduction about leadership already. And so may I call on the director for Jed Child Trust. We have Harvey Spence Kentilitiska. Good evening / good afternoon.
Good evening, good afternoon, and good day, everyone. It's really an honor to be here. It's with great honor to deliver the remarks for today's event on behalf of the Jed Child Trust Foundation. So let me first start by asking a very conversational question. What is one word for all of us here? What is one word that defines a leader for you? I'd love to hear it in the chat box. So feel free to type just a one word. What is a leader for you? I'll be waiting.
Oh, and I think, Harvey, we have someone who just raised
Yes.
his hand. Of course, he's the leader of JJC Liloan Cebu. His name is Keith. And so go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
So leadership is a leader that to guide the member through the right path, and the leader also teach how to do this thing so that the member or the family member will be followed you. At the same time, they are the teacher and they are the brother or the parent will be guiding you until the last breath.
Thank you so much, Sinric, if I pronounce it correctly.
Yes, Enric.
We have Rafael saying influence. And Christina, you cannot be a good leader without being a good follower. Serve as well. Any other takers before I proceed? All right, so I think this is it. So once again, good afternoon, good day, and good evening. If I were to give one word when it comes to defining the word leader or leadership, I think it's power. Leadership is power. And it's not just the ordinary power that you always hear, but I'm going to give 3 power, quote unquote power, when it comes to leadership. One is the willpower, the second is overpower, and the third one is empower. Having a leadership position, being a leader, is to have willpower, and that's the strength or the will that you have to carry out one's decisions in life, wishes, or plans. You get to direct your life, redirect your life, and that's willpower, and that's leadership. The second one is overpower, not in a negative way that you overpower others, but in a good way wherein you exceeded what is required. You overpower what is expected. And the last one, empower, you become the agent for change to other people. You empower those who are not empowered yet. And that to me is power, empower, overpower, and willpower. That defines for me as leadership. And leadership is power. And of course, being a leader means you deliver impact. Being a leader means you put your life in the service of humanity. And I think this is what the event is all about. It's our existence here, our involvement, being here in the leadership program, being in our organization. As of now, I'm representing the Judge Child Trust Foundation, and I'm just thankful for all of our involvements here. At it reflects the mission of our organization, which is JED, to be the haven for each African child, to be the foundation that caters opportunities for education, upskilling, and self-enhancement. And to be a leader is just the start of a new chapter of our lives. It is our chance to lead others from the ground up to the top. Here with our leadership program here at Judge Child Trust Foundation, together with our partners, we serve our best to deliver programs that we believe can help ourselves achieve the dreams that we deserve. We bring conversations through conferences. We had that last year, fund educational opportunities to those in the rural areas. These are our mission, our values, and even have our own clubs for some universities around Africa as well to serve the mental health of university students. So for those of you who are here, I encourage you to tell a stranger, share it with a friend, strike up a conversation perhaps to anyone about a certain organization and a group of partner organizations that constantly believe in your potential, our potential. And that is us here, along with our partner organizations who are with us in actualizing our mission. So without further ado, let's make an impact with us by allowing yourself to be that impact for others, by allowing yourself to be led by our incredible speaker later on so that you can lead others. Because I will forever believe personally that we have stories to tell here and we have the power to change the story of our fellow African children there in Africa. So let's lead the story of that African child towards greatness, whether it be funding education, emphasizing the need for leadership, or improving one's mental health, perhaps. We can only achieve this honorable mission we have with all of us here on board and with you joining. So let this be a great reminder that we have a potential within us and we use that potential to have the willpower to overpower what is expected and to empower others who are not empowered yet, to minimize the risk of discouraging someone to dream. We use our potential to save each African child from labor, poverty, or feelings of self-depreciation, and not just African child, but also other youths all over the world, and instead redirect their potential to contribute to the greater scheme of things. This has been Harvey of the Jed Child Trust Foundation, and on behalf of the foundation, our beloved speaker later on, Muyiwa Fasakin, and the ASEAN Youth Organization, we are one with all of you here in weaving dreams of each African child. Thank you so much, and this ends my opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Director Harvey. That was really a very heartwarming and inspiring speech. I was very much blown away with what you shared. Of course, we want to give the power to share our power with our willpower, overpower, and empower a lot of the youth that are here. And of course, I think we have a lot of leaders inside our webinar tonight. And so this is going to really be a very inspiring one for all of us. And we have a good balance of leaders and youth. So it will be really very beneficial for us. Okay, so today our speaker is of course very special. He's also from Africa and he is a John Maxwell certified trainer. So he will be leading the workshop. This is back to back. On April 2, he's going to also talk about leadership and innovation. So today is going to be about leadership and creativity. Next session will be about leadership and innovation, and it will be on April 2, and the time is going to be at 1 p.m. in Nigeria, 8 p.m. in the Philippines, not 7 p.m. Okay, so we have with us Muyiwa Fasakin. He's Africa's leading creative intelligence expert and an advisory board member of the United Nations World Creativity and Innovation Day. He's also the founder of World Change Summit. And if you want to Google him, you can go to www.muyiwafasakin.com. That is his webpage. He is a certified John Maxwell coach. With his talks, you will learn to become a better and more creative leader in your sphere. He is inspiring and empowering. As Harvey said, we need to be empowered. So please welcome our speaker from John Maxwell, Mr. Muyiwa Fasakin. Good evening, sir. I will stop sharing so that he can already start.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, and wherever you're listening to us. It's nice to have a privilege or an opportunity like this. I'm grateful. Yeah. Now, so I know we have different kinds of individuals here, and yeah. But you know, that was a time we went in school. And we asked them in secondary school, and we asked the children or the pupils or the students, who is a leader? And they had very interesting response. Some said a leader is the person that controls. Somebody said a leader is a person that directs. Someone said a leader is a person that leads. Somebody said a leader is a person that dictates. Different things. And I understand that people have a wrong perception about who a leader is. So one of the major works I will do today is to try to give us the unconventional definition of a leader, what most of us might not know that a leader is. Because we have the belief that when you say you are the leader of this group, all you have in your mind is that you are going to be controlling everybody. Hey, come here. You go there. You get there. That's a leader. Oh no, that's wrong. That's not a leader. All right, that's a dictator. I mean, you are just dictating. You are just instructing. I mean, that's no leader. So let me share my screen and see few things reading here about leadership and creativity. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can get the screen a little bit. Okay. All right, maybe eventually I'll be able to do that, but I can't get that done now. All right, so let me know because of time. So if I can do it later, I will try and.
Do you wish me to do it for you, Muyiwa? I can do it for you. I can.
Okay, maybe you. Yeah, you can do it from there. It will be.
And you can just say next slide. Yes.
Okay, good. You can do it. Let me stop sharing. Okay, so you can go ahead. I'll trust you for that. All right. So people have different beliefs about who a leader should be, but unfortunately, we get it wrong. Even in this part of the world, I don't know about your part, but in Africa, leaders have a mindset. When you say they are leaders, that's why somebody can just go get greedy and pack all the money and spend it anyhow because I'm your leader. You can't talk. I'm your leader. I mean, so it's a mindset. So and I think we should get it right today as students, as professionals, as entrepreneurs, as business owners. You need to get it right. Okay, so I'm the founder of World Change Summit. My name is Muyiwa Fasakin. I'm the founder of World Change Summit. But can I say this quickly? On Friday, I have a good news. On Friday evening, the Global League of Creative Intelligence Certified Coaches had unanimously endorsed me as the world's #1 creative intelligence expert. So as of today, I'm no more the African creative intelligence. I'm the #1 in the world now in creative intelligence. Yeah, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, so I've moved a little bit up there. All right, thank you. So let's go to the class proper. Okay, please, let's move. You can move now. Thank you. Next slide. All right, so who is not a leader? So people think leaders are people that control. So a leader is not someone that controls people. That's not a leader. So if you think you are a leader because you are controlling others, you are wrong, big time, very wrong. Number two, a leader is not an instructor. So if you think you instruct people, do that, do this, go there, come here. So why are you doing that? I'm a leader. I'm their leader. That's why I give instructions. You are not a leader. A leader is not a dictator. If you dictate just because you are in a position and you just give them rules and you give the guys that just tell them what to do, you are a dictator. You enforce, you put force into making people to follow or to do what you want them to do. You are not a leader. Number four, a leader is not a title. What do you think about that? A leader is not a title. So what are you doing there? I'm a leader. I was given the position of a leader, and you go like that, with your neck stretched forward and your shoulders high, and you say, I'm a leader because I am in charge. You don't be a leader because you were given the title. No, that's not leader. A leader is not a ruler. Did you get that? A leader is not a ruler. So if you think you are ruling and that makes you a leader, you are totally wrong. In this generation, in this dispensation, one thing you must know is that the future belongs to those who are creative. The future, somebody said that precisely, that the future belongs to those who are creative. What that means is that if you are not creative, you don't have a future. And if you don't have a future, you cannot lead anybody. So a leader is expected to be creative so that in the future, he will continue to be a leader. So if you're a leader in this place today and you don't know anything about creativity or you have not engaged creativity, there is no future for your leadership. Very soon you'll be taken over. Very soon you'll be overtaken because the future only recognizes the creative people as leaders. So next, ma. Okay, so we now know, okay, good. So who is a leader? If we say a leader is not a ruler, is not a dictator, is not somebody that just has a title. A leader, and I want us to note this. This is another approach to leadership. And if you're under 15 here or under 20 or 30, you need to listen, very, very crucially. Now, a leader is someone that wants, if you have a biro and paper, a pen and paper, I want you to write this accordingly. So the first thing you're going to write, a leader teaches. If you are a leader, you've got to teach. Number two, if you're a leader, you must exemplify. That means you must be an example. Example. Leadership is not in words of just saying, I'm your leader, I'm in this post. It's by example. I'm sure some of us have heard the word and the phrase before, leadership by example. That is the true essence of leadership. Example.
Yeah.
All right, you can mute. Sorry. So the next thing is that a leader teaches, a leader exemplifies, a leader is adept. Adept means skilled. A leader should be skilled at least in something or many things. Then lastly, a leader motivates people. Okay, so we start the first one. A leader teaches, a leader exemplifies, a leader adapts, a leader motivates. So if you list that vertically, have you done that? Everybody, vertically, teach, exemplify, adapt, and motivate. What does it form if you start with just the first letter of each of the words? The first letter, pick. What does it form? Team. That means if you are truly a leader, you should have a functional team. Wow, that's true. If you are not doing all these things, you cannot have a team. So most leaders want to work, they want to do so much, but they don't have a team because they do not have these qualities. So they can't have a team. So T, a leader should have the ability to teach others. I can't forget the words of Mahatma Gandhi of India. You know, somebody came to Mahatma Gandhi and he asked him, Mahatma, please talk to my child. It takes too much of sugar. He said, please talk to my child. I want him to stop taking sugar. Please, Mahatma Gandhi, help me. And you know what Mahatma Gandhi said? He said, a little boy, he said, go home and come back in 2 weeks. So the mother was wondering that I wanted you to talk to my boy today, not in 2 weeks. So the mother left with the boy. So in 2 weeks, the mother came back with the boy and they saw Mahatma Gandhi. And guess what? Mahatma Gandhi saw the boy and said, hello, boy. She said, stop taking sugar. It's bad. So that was all. So when the boy was leaving, the mother went back to Mahatma Gandhi. He said, sorry, why should it have to take 2 weeks for you to give this sentence of stop taking sugar? And Mahatma Gandhi said something that changed my life completely as a leader. Mahatma Gandhi said, because 2 weeks ago, I was taking sugar myself. Wonderful. He said 2 weeks ago, I was taking sugar. So there was no way I could tell someone to stop taking sugar when I still take sugar. Example, leadership. That is what we call leadership. You want to teach, but you want to teach by example. You are skilled and you motivate people. You will form a team, and that leader teaches. A leader, E, is ready to be of good example. And that's why many of us, you find it hard to have followers that follows you. Why? Because you do not engage in that exemplifying life. Maybe you are not an example. So it is difficult to follow you. So most time you say, do what I say, not do what I do. Most leaders say that. And it's wrong. If you're a true leader, you say, do what I do, because you should be an example to us. A leader should be an example. Number 3, adept means must be skillful. Many people want to be leaders by force. You can't be a leader by compelling others to follow you. I don't know if you have an example in the world presently. You can't use force to be a leader. You can't use weapons to be a leader. You don't use war to be a leader. What makes you a leader is that you are skilled in a particular task, in a work, in a vocation, or in a particular thing you do. You have the skill necessary. So every leader should have at least a skill that you can conveniently say you are very good at. You should have a skill. So when I started Creative Intelligence, I was just a Nigerian. I'm just a Nigerian living in some part of Nigeria. And guess what? I'm not even living in the lucrative part of Nigeria. I'm not in Lagos, that's the commercial capital of Nigeria. I'm not in Abuja, that's the political capital of Nigeria. I'm not there. I'm far in the northern part of Nigeria. But I had a mindset. I told myself I can reside locally and be relevant globally. I can reside locally and be relevant globally. And if you're in Africa, I want you to use me as a practical example. Somebody some weeks ago chatted me up on LinkedIn. Said, hello, Mr. Coach, said, hello, Muyiwa. I said, how are you? He said, sorry, I want you to write a letter of invitation for me. I want to come to the US. Said, I want to school in the US. So please, can you write a letter of invitation for me and all that? And I laughed. You know why I laughed? I'm in Nigeria. I can't write, and I've not even been to the US before. I've not been to the US. So how can I write a letter of invitation inviting you to the US? You know what he saw? The guy went to my profile and he saw a lot of achievement, both in Nigeria, in the US, international. I have people that I mentor from all over the world. I have followers from the US. So he just concluded that this leader must be in the US. So you get, so I'm an African, but I have followers from different parts of the world. I have mentees from everywhere. And that shows that it is not a position I was looking for. I was just teaching. I was just being a good example. I was just being adept. I was skillful, and I moved to motivating others. Then I had a team. The team becomes my follower, and they follow me. All right. So M must be ready to motivate. Now, this qualifies a leader. It helps you to build a team. So you cannot be a leader without having a team. So many people are running as leaders, but they don't have a team. They think they have people around. The people do not believe in them because they are not teaching them anything. The people do not believe in them because they are not good examples. The people do not believe in them because they are not skilled. The people do not believe in them because they do not motivate them. So they don't have a team. A leader should have a team you are building. Next slide, because of time. Next slide now. All right. Okay. So what is John Maxwell's definition of leadership? Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Can we say that together? 1, 2, go. Leadership is influence.
Leadership
nothing
is
more,
influence. Nothing more.
Let's say it 3 times. 3 times. 3 times. Again.
leadership
Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing
Nothing more,
less.
nothing less.
Good. Thank you.
Leadership is influence,
Nothing more, nothing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So what I want to say now, so one time I had to travel to Ivory Coast in Nigeria, in Africa, Abidjan, precisely. And I was told to come and take a creative intelligence class there. So I was in the class. And, you know, I was bothered because I needed money. I felt I've been doing a lot of work, but I've not gotten financially capable of doing many things. So I needed money, but I had something different entirely. What I had different was this. It is important you know that when you have influence, you have other things you're looking for. As a leader, you don't look for money. You don't look for revenue. The first thing you look for as a leader is influence. How can I influence these people positively? How can I influence? If you're a teacher in a school, all you want to do is to influence people in your school positively. If you have a work, all you want to do is to influence people at work positively. If you're a medical doctor, all you want to do is to influence those who are around you positively. That is what makes you a leader. Influence, nothing more, nothing less. So you're going to influence. And the best part of influence is influencing the mindset of people. If you just influence them because they look at your face and they fear you or they're afraid of you, that's not influence. Influence is when you can change a perception. I mean, you can influence the mindset of an individual. That is influence. And that is leadership. So that's why John Maxwell said, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Let's move. Let's get to the next slide, please. Okay, what you need to know about leadership. Number one, you don't become a leader. You don't become a leader because you were given a post. You were given a post because you were a leader. Can I have somebody to explain that phrase? If you can explain, just unmute yourself and explain. You don't become a leader because you were given a post. Because sometimes they said, you are the head boy of the school. And you say, yes, I'm a leader. No, you don't become a leader because you were given a post.
Always.
So you were given a post because you were already a leader. Because they are, okay, somebody, okay, Adamu Muhammad, please, can you talk about that? Yeah. Go ahead, Adamu.
Good afternoon to you all.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to express my mind. What I understand by this saying, you don't become a leader because you are given a post. You are given a post because you are a leader. Simply means that you demonstrated a particular leadership qualities. That is why you are qualified to be given that post. You are a leader before that first, and that is why you are giving it, and now you are going to build on it and then make progress in society.
Adamu, can you tell me what you do, where you live, what you do? Adamu, where do you live? What do you do?
I am from Gombe State, Nigeria. I'm living in Nigeria.
What do you do, sir?
I'm studying political science.
Beautiful. So people, okay, do you have any other person that will say something? Any other person? I saw two hands. You want to add to what he has said? Anybody? Okay, so yes. So I'll take Adamu first. All right, good. So people think that it is post or position that makes them a leader. No, that's not true. It is your quality, which is a leadership quality already, that gives you the post. It is not the post that gives you the leadership. It is the leadership quality traits that you have that gives you the post. So you are not a leader because you are the president of a country. You must have been a leader before we make you the president of a country in a normal situation, not in a military brutality situation where you just get there by force. I'm talking about leadership in you. Then we make you that you move to a post, you get a post. Number two, leadership is not a position, it is a posture. This sounds interesting though. Leadership is not a position, it's a posture. So it's not that you say, well, I'm the class captain of this class. That is a position. But what makes leadership true is that you are in a particular posture because of the qualities that you display or you show that gives you that, you are always in that posture of displaying leadership. That is what makes you a leader, not the position. So there is a posture we expect leaders should assume regularly. That posture is what makes you a leader. All right? Number three, leadership is not about your mission. It is about your mindset. Many people get into leadership with a mission. I'm going to punish that person. I'm going to, change it. I mean, you just want to do your own stuff. You just want to, you want to boost your own ego. You just want to let them know that, yes, I'm the one in charge. Leadership is not about you are the one in charge. Leadership is a mindset. So if you don't have a mindset of a leader, you will never be fulfilled as a leader. So you must have a mindset of a leader. Next slide now. Next slide. Okay, so you know that about leadership. Now let's do a little bit more of creativity. Now, who is creative? How many of us here think, if you think you are creative, you can chat me up on the box, or you just say you know you are creative? How many people know here that you are creative? Do you have any creative in the house? Anybody creative here? You can chat in the box. Yes, say I'm creative. If you are creative, you can say. Okay, I am
creative. We are all creative inside.
Okay, beautiful. Everyone here is creative. Now, let's go. Yeah, good. I can see the chat going. I am creative. Now, let me tell you the truth. We are all creative. Everyone is creative, but not everyone knows that they are. I mean, not everyone knows that he is or she is, but everyone in this class is creative. But you might not know you are. All right? To be creative, you must be willing to express yourself without fear of failure or making mistakes. Now, in the coming generation or the coming dispensation, if you are not creative, you cannot be a leader, because the world is looking out for the creatives and those who can use their creativity to change the world. So nobody will follow you if you're not creative. Nobody will follow you if you are not doing something different. Nobody will follow you if you're not doing something new, because the world is looking for something new. Let me give you an example. We used to watch movies on VCD and DVD, but now you can watch movies on the go because of Netflix and the internet. Every day there's something new taking place in the world. And if you want to lead the people, you have to join the wagon of creativity so that people can follow you. Now, according to the World Economic Forum, creativity is one of the top 3 skills needed to succeed in this century. That means if you are not creative, you cannot even succeed in this century. That's the truth from the World Economic Forum. That's the way, go and check it out. So if you say you are a leader and you are not creative, you will soon lose followers. Nobody is going to be willing to follow someone that cannot create anything. It doesn't know how to do what we call creative thinking. Then you cannot be a leader. So everyone is creative, but the problem is that we don't express it because we don't want to fail. Many of us are so scared of failure. Say, I want to be a leader. I don't want to fail. Excuse me, you are wrong. That is the reason why you should go ahead and try it. Even if you fail, that does not stop you from being a leader. A leader can fail. Nothing stops a leader from failing. But the real problem is that is what when you become a failure. Trying it is not failure. When you don't try anything, you become a failure. So a leader will take the risk. A leader will try it, will do it. Even if he fails or make mistakes, it will give creativity a chance in him. Let me tell you about my son. My son is 7 years old now. When he was 5 years old, one day I gave him apple drink, the apple drink, and I poured it inside a cup and I left. I was in the bedroom. It was at the sitting room, in the sitting room. So few seconds after, I just saw somebody shouting, "Daddy, Daddy, I'm creative. Daddy, I'm creative. I'm creative." I said, "What is the problem again? Come here." Guess what? In the apple drink I gave him, he went cucumbers and introduced cucumbers into the apple drink, and I put one at the edge of the cup. I said, "Daddy, taste it." And when I tested it, wow, I got another sweeter, better, and of course, a different taste from what I gave it. So that is creativity. Creativity is as simple as just doing it in a better way or in a new way. And immediately you do that, we have followers that are willing to follow you already, because that is influence. Creativity is influence, like the John Maxwell said. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So when you are creative, you do things better, you do it in a new way, in a different way. You think outside the box. It makes people to look to your direction. It makes people to submit to you and say, "Can you lead us? You know the way. You know how to do it. Can we follow you?" So I have followers from all over the world, Zambia, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, United States, and I'm just in Nigeria. So there was no day I told anybody, "Hello, I want to become your leader. Hello, I want to become your leader." No, they just saw the creativity. They saw what I was doing. They submitted by themselves. "Can you lead me? Can you be my mentor? Can you be my teacher?" Because they saw what I was doing creatively, even from almost a local environment, but doing something of a global standard. That's leadership. You don't need to be in the United States to become a leader. You don't need to be in the UK to become a leader. You can be in Nigeria, in Gombe. You can be in Zamfara. You can be in Ghana. You can be in Zambia. You can be in Burkina Faso, and you can be a leader. Influence is leadership. So wherever you are, if you can get up with creativity and become influential, you will be a leader. People will make you their leader. I think next slide, that should be the last one, I'm not sure. Next slide. Okay, so creativity is a mindset that makes you continuously think of a better or a new way of doing what you are doing. Can I say that again? So creativity is a mindset, excuse me, that makes you continuously think of a better way of doing what you do, a new way, a different way of doing what you do. And that makes it unique when you are thinking of how better can I do this thing? Like my son, just 5 years old, said, how can I change the taste and influence the taste of this apple drink? That's leadership mindset. You always want to do something better than the usual. When everybody says this is the only thing they can do, they can't go further, you say, I can go further. I can do it differently. I can do it in a better way. I can get a better result. I can achieve a better dream. That is the mindset of a creative person. You know, so creativity is the ability to think outside the box. So when people are saying this is the way, you are saying it can be the other way. When people are saying, no, this is what we know how to do, so we can do it in another way. That's creativity, and it makes it different from others. And that gives you the mindset of a creative person. It's a mindset. Creativity is a mindset. And the next slide now, next slide. Guess what? If creativity is a mindset, then leadership is also a mindset. Wow. So creativity plus leadership equals to creative leadership. In this generation and in this century and in this dispensation, the world is looking for creative leaders. I will talk about the innovative leaders next week. But creativity is not the same as innovation, but they have a relationship. So what creative leaders, the world is looking for them. The end result of a leader being creative is to arrive at the point where it can become a creative leader. It can influence his world. It can change his world. It can make his world a better place. It can make his society or the environment a better place to live. That is a leader, and that's a creative leader. A creative leader creates a new path for his followers to achieve their lifelong dreams. So if you say you're a leader, it's not about you. It's about the people you are leading. That's a leader. A leader will not be thinking about himself or herself. You'll be thinking of the others that you are leading. Anytime I have a class, I used to be a university professor. I didn't say that. I lectured economics in the university for 7 years. But when I come to class, I don't do like other lecturers. I don't do like other professors. I just want to influence my students positively. Apart from teaching them economics, apart from teaching them macro and the monetary economics and labor industrial economics, I want to teach them. I want to show them the path to follow to achieve their lifelong dreams. That is a leader. So even when I resign, I still have a couple of them following me as their leader. I was no more in their school. I was no more teaching in their school. I don't have anything to do with them in their school, but they still follow me till date. Some had followed me for 10 years, even after everything. They've left the school, they say, follow me up, because I was a leader. I was going beyond a teacher. So nobody gives you a position of leadership. Nobody says, yes, you are the leader. You, your lifestyle, your mindset creates that position for you if you want to be a true leader. So we call that a creative leader. So in this dispensation, as a round-off, if you are not a creative leader, then you are not a leader. Sorry to say that. I don't know if that gets at you, but if you're not a creative leader, you are not a leader in this dispensation. Because this generation, they are looking for something new, something different from the usual, from the regular, from the conventional. They want something different. And if you don't give it to them, you lose followers. No one's going to follow you anywhere because they need something different and something, unique. I think I want to stop there so that I can take questions. And if there's something we can interact about. Dr. Alex, I don't know if you want to take it from there to, let's see what we can have in the class.
Thank you very much, Muyiwa. I learned a lot. I took notes actually. Of course, John Maxwell said that leadership is about influence, and it really is. if you do not have the influence, if you do not have it, then no one will follow you. But also, I think that if you are a leader, you must be responsible as well. As you are going to lead a lot of people, then you should also walk the talk where they will follow you. And you have to show them the way and be the good example that you are. So I think it all comes down to like being influential and being creative. And of course, why creative? Because there are different kinds of people with different kinds of values, different kinds of characteristics, and we have to reach to them, and we have to make sure that we're able to connect to them. So as a leader, it's not the same formula for every person that there is. You just really have to make sure that you connect with them. So I think from my point of view, this is how leadership should be. And of course, I learned that influence and creativity is really important. Yes, in the 21st century, it really is very relevant, as we need to always have to embrace change. As we know, when COVID happened, all of us had to stop everything that we needed to do, and we have to be creative in order for us to connect with each other, which is right now we are being creative already. There are no barriers with the internet, and so we take advantage of technology, and this is one way of holding the reins and being your own leader so that you will learn. So I see some of my students here, they really are very inspired by a lot of leadership webinars, which I have invited them to join. So do we have any questions from our audience? You can actually ask, of course, Muyiwa questions. You can also add him on Facebook. If you want to ask him a question, you can always unmute yourself. Go ahead.
I just would like to come up with an impact, the thing that impacted me on this webinar. The thing is, a leader is always a team builder. When you become a team builder, you become a leader, because you have to be adept on certain skills that has to be learned from each other. So I think the most important thing in being a leader is to be able to motivate, to teach, and at the same time to be also a follower. So you cannot become just a leader by not being able to follow the rules, no? So you've got to set the example. So when you follow the rules, follow the regulations, you become a leader, because people will understand what you are talking about. And so I guess the most important thing to being a leader is to be a team builder, to be a part of the team, to be able to empower other people to follow or to see what you are trying to tell them or what you are trying to teach them. So empowerment, I guess, is one of the key factors of being a leader. You cannot just let people be at your side without empowering them or giving them the tools for which they can improve themselves. And so leadership is also giving people the opportunity to develop themselves, to be a leader like you, to create more leaders. So you become a leader by creating more leaders. And you can only do this if you are empowering them, if you are being a good example, and the motivation is there. So the impact to me is when you become a leader, you become a team leader. That's it. Thank you, Muyiwa, for the learnings, and really, I learned a lot from you as being a leader. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is from Director Nolly Chua of the Rotary Club of Alabang Madrigal Business Park. And of course, I'd like to welcome the President of the Rotary Club of Philanthropic Entrepreneurs. She just joined us earlier, Dr. Monica Grant, welcome. And of course, the LPP of Rotary Club as well from India. She's here, Lakshmi. Thank you for joining us. So do we have any more questions? I think that what Ma'am Nolly Chua said about becoming a team player is also really important. And of course, you have to create other leaders, which I think is also important. It's not just you that should be the leader. You should also create make an impact so that your followers can also become leaders later on, because it's not just you always, right? It's a team effort, and someone is always good at something. So maybe we can ask somebody. How about you, Robbie, Rafael? Robbie, are you there?
Hi, yes.
Yes. What do you think, Robbie? I'll add you here, the spotlight.
Wow, a hot seat. Well, I well, I ascribe to John Maxwell's quote that leadership is influence. But we I also want to add that uh, leadership is the ability to compromise. Let's say when there are certain disagreements, leadership is the ability to be able to be receptive of others, to be able to compromise even when someone else is right. Even when one is right. So yes, it's the ability to influence, and it's also the ability to be able to be creative in all situations. And being a leader does not only entail to what one believes in, but also being receptive in what other people believe in. So there. That's
Thank you very much, Robbie. Very well said. That is Rafael Solis from ASEAN Youth Organization Philippines, head of good governance and citizenship, and he has also served 2 presidents, so he knows what leadership is and how he has been led by 2 presidents from different in the Philippines. Okay, so we have a question on the chat for Muyiwa. It is from Tayo of Jed Child Trust Foundation. He asked, as a leader, how do we exercise leadership as a student in our school/environment where we don't have personality, the person's personality, or share the same values or beliefs? So how do you lead them? So that's his question.
Yeah. Okay, good. So the best way of projecting leadership is example. For example, if you are going around the school environment and you see a piece of paper on the floor, naturally, I mean, students will not pick it. Many of the students will just feel, I was not the one that dropped it there, so why should I trash it? But as a leader that you are within, the quality that you have as a leader, you pick it up and trash it. Now, you might not get anybody to see that someday, but one day, some people will notice you. And when it becomes time to elect somebody into a position as a leader, they can call you, they can nominate you. And that makes you different from the rest of the students. So the best way to project leadership in the school system is to be a good example. Whether you are from the ethnic group is different, religious background, beliefs. When you are a good example, people will follow you. Our people that follow me, they don't really believe in my own religion, but they love what I do. They see the good example and they follow. And they are not in the same religion as I am. They are Muslims, I'm a Christian, and they still follow me. When I pray, they say amen, because they believe in my leadership. They believe in what I do as a good example. So if you can be a good example at every opportunity you have, and even when they are looking at you, when they are not looking at you, that's the leadership the mindset that you have. And the leadership mindset, if you work on it, you will always be located and you will always have people to follow you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Muyiwa. There you have it, Tayo. He answered your question. Now we have a question from Michael. He goes, there's a popular quote, which is, Leaders are not born, they are made. So his question is, how can one become more creative to become a better leader?
Beautiful. Now, there are things you do that helps your creativity. Now, I have a book I'm launching this month. That should be my 14th book. I'm launching this month, and it's called The 7 Dimensions of Creativity. All right, the dimensions. The first dimension is to discover the creativity that you have. What you don't discover, you can't use it. So you first discover the creativity you have within yourself. Then number 2, you start to develop it. How do I develop creativity? By expressing it, by looking for means to showcase your creativity. If they say, hello, Michael, can you do this for us? All you want to do is to express creativity in the doing of that particular thing. Even if you are wrong, the reason why you are not as creative as you should be is because you are afraid of failure. You are afraid of making mistakes. I mean, it's said from research that the more you grow, the less creativity you have, because the children, they have more creativity because they are not afraid of anybody. They are not afraid to fail. I mean, if you see a child, my boy will just want to climb somewhere and just say, why are you climbing? Why? He's not thinking that he's going to fall down. He doesn't think about falling. He doesn't think about failing. He doesn't think about anything. He just expresses himself. He just likes to explore. I mean, just be adventurous. Those are the things that helps your creativity. The moment you don't do those stuffs again, you get less creative. And that's why adults sometimes could be less creative, because they are now conscious of the environment. They don't want to fail. They don't want people to look at them. What's this one? Why is this one looking crazy? They're just conscious. Then they lose creativity. They don't ask questions. Another thing that can help your creativity is being curious. I mean, curiosity helps creativity a lot. Ask questions. Why? Why is this like this? Why is that thing like that? Why is it not like this? Then you ask, why not? You ask why, you ask why not. It helps your curiosity and it gives your creativity strength. All we are looking for is what we call creative confidence. If you have creative confidence, you will be a good leader. If you have what we call creative confidence, when you can express yourself, you can take risk, and go ahead and do it. Even if you fail, you don't give excuses. You just believe that, yeah, I can try again and try again until that's why we have Abraham Lincoln as president. He tried, he failed. He tried Senate, he failed. House of Representatives, he failed. But he tried president and he became an American president. So you keep trying and you keep asking questions, keep exploring, you'll see that you're getting more creative. And the leadership mindset too is formed. So as you are getting your creative mindset, boosted, your leadership mindset is boosted. So I think they have a relationship, direct relationship. The more you are creative, that's the tendency you become a great leader is directly proportional to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Muyiwa. Yes, that is true. You have to not be afraid to fail forward. That's what they say. When you fail forward. Just keep going because you will get it later on. So you will learn from, if you take that leap, you will really learn. Now we have something from Shobs. Shobs goes, leadership is projected by example. So the question is, as a leader, how do you spur people to lead?
Okay, as a leader, how do you spur people to lead? I mean, the first thing, like you said, is the example. Then a leader motivates. That's why I put the last for team. You've got to motivate people. Sometimes people are not just happy about different things. The life is not fair to some people. Life has been harsh to some people, and those are the people that want to follow you. So you must learn the art of motivation. Find what gets them alive, what puts that energy inside of them and pass it to them. So you can, okay, let me give an example of a good leader. A coach, a football team, the coach is a leader. But have you ever seen a coach when they're training, preparing for a very important football match, sitting down because he's the leader, he's a coach. Say, hey, okay, play the ball like that, you. Play the ball like that. No, a coach will be involved. In fact, some coaches sweat more than the players. That's a leader. You do it with them. It's a motivation. When you do it with them, don't just give instruction. Don't just dictate. Don't just tell them this is that is it. Do it with them. When you do it with them, they are motivated. They say, wow, our leader is doing it well. I'm going to join him doing it. I'm going to join my leader jog. You jog together. That's the motivation. And they will be spurred to follow you. Then when the people see results too, when you get results, people will naturally follow you. So a leader, you want to get the right result. When you get the result, you will get followers. Naturally, people follow results. And when you say you are doing well, you're getting it right, then you have followers. So those things can spur them too. And then you can always use your words to motivate them. Just encourage them. Hey, well, you're doing well. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I mean, you've just let them know that they can do it. Some leaders don't encourage their team. They don't let them know that they can do it. You make them think that you are the only one that can do it. No, let them know that they can do it well. I used to have a leader. I mean, he contested for the president of Nigeria, the last presidential election. Guess what? Anytime I go to him as a mentor and I tell him what I've done, I didn't see what I've done as big, but it makes it so big. Say, wow, that is great. That is wonderful. Wow, you did that. In my mind, I say, what have I done? But it makes it so big and it spurs me to do more. So that's the approach. That's a mindset you use for your followers. It's just do it together. Let them know they're doing great. Even if they fail, let them know that they failed because they tried. And they tried because they are successful. You can't be successful if you don't try. All right. That's the motivation. Thank you.
Very true. Thank you very much, Muyiwa. According to Michael, thank you, sir, for your splendid response. And Bismo goes, do it with them and motivate them. So he learned something. So I have a question from Keith. He's the president of JJC, Liloan from Cebu. He goes, as a leader, how can you manage if you are a working student and handling an organization in the position of president? Is it you think it's difficult, or he said, or is it a blessing, blessed by the heavens? So maybe I should bring him down here so he can talk to us. Where is he?
Okay, maybe you should just talk to us.
Yes.
But I love his question.
Are you there? Okay, yes. Where are you? We will include you. Yes. Okay, so yes, you can ask him the question yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
My question is, as a leader, how can you manage if you are a working student, for example, and handling organization position? It is difficult or blessed by the heaven?
Yeah, you're correct. And let me let you know that why you were given that position is because you have a leadership mindset. That post came because you have a leadership mindset, and you can always combine the two. It's a blessing. But as a leader, don't forget you are raising a team. So immediately you raise a team, you don't need to be everywhere. The mistakes leaders make is that they want to be everywhere. So they are tired, they are worn out, and they break down. But if you have a team, you can easily apportion tasks for your team members. You handle the administration, you handle the operations, you handle the security, you handle the welfare, you handle the academics. I mean, you give those, you allocate different functions to different people. And that's why a leader is multifunctional, but you don't have to be all the functions. Did you get that? A leader is multifunctional in the mechanism that runs in leadership, but you don't have to be the one carrying out all the functions. So you are just attached to all the functions, and the functions, when it's achieved, it comes back to you and you work on it and makes it what it should be as a leader. So that you're a leader doesn't mean you will be doing everything. You've got to build a team. How do you build a team? Teach people. How do you build a team? I've said it before. You get what's the next one? TEAM. Who can remind me of those acronyms? T means what? Teach. What is E? What is E? You can unmute and let me know. I want us to say it together.
Example.
Example. What is A?
Adapt.
Adapt. That's the skill. Yeah. What is M?
Motivate.
So what you need is a team. If you have a team, you will not break down. If you have a team, you will not lose out. If you have a team, you will be successful as a leader. But most leaders want to do it by their power, by their strength, and they fail. But if you have a team, you will go far. Thank you.
I strongly agree.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So,
Thank you.
okay, so we also have another question. But before the question, I'll bring her down here. What a great presentation, Sir Muyiwa. Very informative. For my question, how do you convince yourself that you can be a great leader someday? How can you make yourself a leader? She's one of the youth that we have here. How can you get rid of hesitations and doubts? So she has so many questions. So let's bring her down here. So that we will also see her. Where are you? Okay, there, Marielle. That's Marielle.
Hello everyone. Sorry, I would like to apologize since I can't turn on my
That's okay,
video.
Marielle. At least we can hear your voice. So go ahead, Marielle. Ask the question that you that I just read. That maybe you can ask it to Muyiwa. Yeah.
Well, for my question, I just wanted to ask, how do you convince yourself that you can be a great leader someday? How can you make yourself a leader, not a follower? And how can you get rid of hesitations and doubts?
Thank you very much. Let me start with making yourself a leader. You can be a leader if you think you can be. Like Henry Ford said, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you are right. So it's more about you if you want to be a leader. So the question is that, do you want to be a leader? If you want to be a leader, then you start building the leadership mindset. And the leadership mindset is what I've said about teach, example, get a skill to be good at, then motivate people. There is no way you do those four things that you will not have a team. And if you have a team, then you become a leader. What makes you a leader is that you have a team. And the way to have a team is to teach people, to be examples to people, to be skillful and motivate people. Now, when you talk about hesitating, you know, it's you. The reason why you hesitate, if I'm going to have a coaching session, and I can create time for some of us. If you want to have a one-on-one coaching session with me, free. I can make it free on behalf of the Asian Youth Organization. I have charges for it, but I can make it free for the youth. Youths in this place, not youth outside. If you're not in this meeting, you can't get that free coaching session. So I can help you to guide you gradually moving from where you are to where you want to be. It's going to take a coaching session to do that. Maybe like 2-3 coaching sessions, you'll be fine. So Maria, I don't know the name. You can reach out to me. My email is with Dr. Alex. I mean, everything about me, and I've written. You can Google me on Facebook. I'm on Google, and you can get me on Facebook, on WhatsApp. I can drop everything. But Dr. Alex asked my contact, and I want to permit her to release it to you guys. I want to permit her to release it to you. So yes, hesitating is you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So don't hesitate. Believe in yourself. The reason why you hesitate is because you don't want to fail. You think, if I fail, they will laugh at me. They will say, oh, you got it wrong. No, failure is not negative. Failure is not negative. Failure is an opportunity to start all over again, and better, bigger, and brighter. That's what failure can do. In one of my quotes, I said, failure is very instructive and success is very impressive. So success is just impressive, but failure instructs you. If you need instructions to be guided, check failure out. Failure could guide you to move to your success zone. And it's very important you understand. So don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Just try. Let me give an example. I don't know if you can see what I'm holding here. I'm holding something. Can you see anything I'm holding? Can you see anything? Nothing.
We cannot see nothing.
Okay, because of my background. Because of my background, you cannot see. Okay, I'm holding a game called Crenovate. I created the game a few weeks ago. It's called Crenovate. That's the first of its kind in the world. It's a game. It brings together creativity and innovation and how you can solve problems in the country, in your environment, and all that using creativity and innovation. But you're going to be playing like a game, like Monopoly and all that. Now, it's if I was afraid or that I will not get it right, there was no way I will make history and become the first person to get a game called Creativate in the world. I mean, it's because I don't think failure is an excuse for me. So if I want to do something, I don't hesitate. I'm ready to fail because I will get better by failing. So I don't care. I mean, failure is not a threat for me. It's an opportunity to get it better, to get it well done. That's failure. So I do a lot of things because now I don't care. If you think I fail, I'm going to try again and get it better now. So that's the truth. So you will not hesitate as a leader because you are not afraid to fail. You are not afraid to make mistakes. You are not afraid to get it wrong. I always tell my students and my people that don't always want to be correct. Just be original. Don't always want to be correct. People want to be correct. I want to get it right. You don't need to get it right. Be original. You will get to your destination. That's all. That's one thing that's guided my mindset. I don't want to be correct. I mean, so I'm not afraid. Say, Muyiwa, you are wrong. Yes, I can be wrong. And in fact, I know one of the tendencies I have is to be wrong. So it's not a big deal. But I can always be original and be myself, because the best person you can be if you are somebody else is the second best. But if you want to be the best, you must be yourself. It's only yourself that can be the best, not somebody else. So if people say, oh, you are so quiet, that's me. Oh, you are so everywhere, that's me. You are an introvert, that's me. You are an extrovert, that's me. Oh, you just smile a lot. You smile so much. Yes, I don't want to frown. I like to smile. That's me. So if you are yourself, then you can become the best. Thank you.
That's so awesome, Muyiwa. I think we have a lot of really good feedback here. Of course, mindset, according to Harvey, of course. And Mozi goes, he's really enjoying this. And he has a question, so let's find him. So, so while I'm looking for Mozi, remember Muyiwa said he's going to help coach us. So if to those that are here, we will be taking a photo of everyone, so there's evidence that you joined us, so you can be mentored by Muyiwa. So this is really awesome. So hello, you can, Francis.
Yes, can I ask now?
Yes, you may. Go ahead.
Okay. So what are some virtues that a leader should have in order for him to really create impact and to live not by the love of power, but by the power of love? So what are those virtues a leader should have to carry out an effective and a virtuous leadership? Yeah.
All right. I will be answering that question next week because I have a dedicated
follow-up. So we will have that.
I've dedicated the time to answer that next week.
Okay.
So you'll be around next week.
Francis, you will have to join us next week, and Muyiwa will actually highlight that. So we have a question from Harvey, actually insights from Harvey, Director Harvey. So let's bring him down. He goes, he would love to ask a question. Go ahead, Director Harvey.
Actually, Doc, I think Keith was the one first raising his hand, so probably you can accommodate him first. I did not see that.
Let's bring him down first. Yes, let's go, Keith, because you just raised your hand. You didn't make a comment. Let's bring him down. Okay, Keith, you go ahead. Yes, you may.
Actually, before I am an introvert person, I discovered myself when I met some higher age than me, like more like 26, and he was a youth advocate. Then because of him, para na akong na scattered yung virus with the advocacy niya.
So he said that because of him, he learned. He got it from him.
That is the reason why I become an advocate until I became a leader, but sometimes I experience depression because every time I join a nominee or awarding, I always lose. But last year I got received an award from municipality of Liloan, and it's a leadership award. And I don't know how to say, but it's a bless.
Okay. Thank you very much, Keith. So now we have Harvey.
All right. Thank you so much. Actually, Mr. Muyiwa, I really appreciate your talk a while ago. I feel so validated because I have 3 points a while ago: the power, the willpower, the empower, and then of course the overpower. And what resonates with me the most is the creative leadership, because what you're trying to implicate is that if you are not a creative leader, you are not a leader, and you're just setting the bar so high, then I really appreciate it. I think it's really a need for these trying times. We wanted to innovate our leadership style. And that's my insight. And the question that I would love to ask from you, Mr. Muyiwa, is it could be kind of personal. Um, so yeah, I know that you're a creative leader, but I am very interested about what certain quality that made you a creative leader. What's your edge? Because I think we are all leaders here, but what's your edge? Because I'm really
like he's the
interested
number one in the world, so let's ask him his secret recipe. Let's go.
Well, I used to be a professor in university, but I was teaching economics, but I was not so satisfied. I usually have what we call a purposeful discontent. A purposeful discontent. I'm not always content with everything easily. I just feel there is more. It can be better. Those two words guide me. I just feel there's more in me. There's more. And number two, it can be better. So when somebody comes and says, "Oh, you did this, fantastic," a phrase flashes to my mind. It can be better. So immediately I had the sentence, "It can be better," I try the next thing. So it's easy. There's one. I have one quote. I generated about 1,000 personal quotes in about 3 years. So I generated one of my quotes. I said, "You cannot arrive if you don't start a journey. You cannot arrive if you don't start a journey." That's one. The second one is that when you arrive and you announce your arrival, it means you have not started the journey. You can't announce your arrival. If you arrive at a place and people are not celebrating and say, "Oh, he has arrived," but you are the one that is shouting, "Hello, I've arrived, hello," that means you have not started the journey. You have not gone anywhere. All right. So I'm always very conscious that I've not arrived. So I always want to be better. I always want to get to do more. So there's this thirst within that wants to just be better, want to do more, want to do the extra, want to do it differently. So I'm not always comfortable when it's just the regular. I want the regular. I mean, people feel, "Oh, this guy is crazy." You know what I did? When I left my job of 7 years, professor, and I was getting more money, I left a very good environment, Lagos, Nigeria, where there's commercial capital city, where there's money. And I went to the northern Nigeria where there is war and insurgency. It's crazy. Nobody does that. But I just want to do some, I just want to try some things and say, how will it look like? So I left the job with my family. We moved to the northern Nigeria. And that was where I started up with creative intelligence and built it. And, so if I'd not made that move, that crazy move, I wouldn't have gotten to the position I am in today. And that's leadership. You must be ready to take risk. Even if others are saying, "Sir, we don't understand this," but it's okay, don't worry. If you don't understand, as I go, you will understand me. So when they see that there's progress, they follow you. So a leader is making progress. I think this is the right way. Let's follow him. I'm not saying we should resign and be doing what I did, but I'm just saying that sometimes I take that risk to just want to explore, you know. So if there's a quality I'm going to tell you should do, you get involved in it. Just don't get easily satisfied. Don't get easily satisfied. Don't be quick to be satisfied. Just believe that there's more. Let that sentence ring in you always. If they say, Harvey, you are the best so-and-so in Philippines, let it come. It can be better. It can be better. It can be better. You can do more. And
That's
you will get
true.
it. Yeah.
I think
you.
you are very right, Muyiwa. As leaders, we are always like looking for more, wanting to be more, do more, give more. And of course, we are always restless. We're always thinking of something new. We have to be creative as leaders. And so I see where you're coming from, really, as I am like that as well. So thank you very much, Harvey. Do we have another question from our group over here? I'll remove Bin, and let's see. Christina, would you like to ask a question? I'll bring Christina down because she's been attending a lot of leadership webinars, etc. So maybe she can ask a question.
I do not have any question, but these topics and this session about leadership really helps me. And actually, I am also taking notes. I'm also taking notes here, and I learned a lot that the leadership, you must have the qualities of the leader to be a leader, and it is not just a position, and it is a mindset. Actually, I realized lately that in my school, I am appointed as a leader in our classroom and our school, and I realized that, oh, this person think of me to have these leaders quality. So I am somehow my heart is in joy because I realized that so that the students in our school look up to me like that I am a responsible person, and that's something that can be an example to influence them good deeds. That's all. Thank you for this wonderful session. I really appreciate it, Mr. Muyiwa Fasakin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Thanks very much, Christina. And of course, we have I'll give about a minute left. So do we have anyone who'd like to ask one question? So Luis Suarez goes, you're a wonderful leader. Muyiwa. So that's from one of the youth. He's actually my student at Montessori de Oro. So he's joining us. So do we have a question from?
Sorry, can I say on a last note, please feel very free to reach out to me. Follow on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And Dr. Alex asked my WhatsApp number. Also, we can do some chats there. And let's make this world a better place. Let's create it. If the world is not a better place, we can create it. That's my mindset. We can create it. We can create it. Everything I wanted, I created it. I didn't see it. In the life, you might not always find your space, but you can create your space. You can get there and the space is filled up. So wow, where do I sit? Where do I sit? No space. Create one. You can create one. Just get the mindset as we live today that you can create your space in the world. You can create whatever. And in fact, one of my models, maybe sometime we'll take it. I shared it with Dr. Alex. Create your future. I took it with one of the US guys, one of the teenager in US, and his life has not been the same again. How you can create your future. So subsequently, we might look into that. Thank you.
Okay, so I think it's already 9:31, so we don't want to do overtime. Thank you very much, of course, Muyiwa Fasakin, because if not, the questions will just keep on coming. There's no next week. So I hope that you will all keep the link. It's going to be the same link, but you will have to attend because, of course, we're gonna have our free sessions with Muyiwa. So if you did not attend the last time, then you cannot attend the session. So we will actually take a group photo. So I'm gonna remove our pin so we can all actually join the group photo. So here, hold on. So yes, Ma'am Nolly goes, thank you so much for this wonderful webinar, Mr. Fasakin. Yes, thank you very much. You really are very inspiring. So maybe Christina and whoever can like help me take photos. Like I will take a photo, but I'm not the best at taking. So if you could take a photo and share it with me so I could share it with everyone next meeting, please do so. And I love your haircut, Robbie. A new look. So everyone, if you could like show your face and we'll take a photo so that we could see your, you know, your best smile. Okay, please, everyone. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna count. Okay, I see Marielle now. I see Shab. The rest, if you are comfortable, please feel free to show your video. If not, it's okay. So I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, and we will take the photo. Christina will help me. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, smile.
Smile.
One more. Can we give like Muyiwa a heart, like this heart, so that we're not gonna be political? So let's give him this heart, so that we loved his talk today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Muyiwa. I think a lot of us enjoyed your talk. I really learned a lot, especially the purposeful this content. Now I realize that's one characteristic of a leader, because we always want to do more, you know, be more. This is not enough. So yes, we always challenge ourselves. So next meeting, it will be about leadership and innovation. So it is really very exciting. That's of course, Francis, Muyiwa will answer your question so that you will be satisfied because it's in his you know, topic. So we will answer that. So you will have to join us. And of course, if you wish to connect with Muyiwa, we will of course share his information with you. But first, I think you'll have to connect through me also, and through you can also do that through Tayo of Child Trust Foundation, or yes, so I'll give you my email so that you could email me.
Okay, okay. I really appreciate.
Yes, okay, so yes, and of course, Dr. Monica Grant, the president of the Rotary Club of Philanthropic Entrepreneurs. She's here, so she joined us and she goes wonderful information. And thank you, Muyiwa and Dr. Alex. You're very welcome. We have a lot of youth leaders here. We also have Paloma Alvarez, who just gave a talk I think a few days ago with me with the Movers program. It's about leadership in action. That's a different take on leadership. It is from the perspective of the UN and the youth. This is through John Maxwell, of course. And so everyone, thank you very much for coming. See you all well, next week at 8 p.m., not 7 p.m. Let's all take note that it is at 8 p.m. and not 7 p.m. because if not, I'll be here at 7 and I'll be waiting for everyone that will be entering and I'll be saying, sorry guys, you will be in at 8. So Luis Flores goes, thank you once again, Mr. Muyiwa and Dr. Reyes for the opportunity to learn. Thank you so much, Mr. Muyiwa. Thank you for the enlightenment. Enlightenment, Sir Muyiwa. So everyone, good night and happy Saturday, happy Sabado. In Tagalog, Sabado is Saturday. And maraming salamat po. Thank you very much to everybody here. And of course, mabuhay, long live to Jed Child Trust Foundation and ASEAN Youth Organization. And of course, the module will be available and we will teach you how. Just message me. You can download on the module through theyestech.com. We will tell you how. So just message us. Okay. Thank you very much. Until next Saturday. Congratulations to Sir Muyiwa and congratulations to everyone that joined us here. You just learned something really very inspiring.
Thank you.
As well as I did. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Have a
Good
nice
night.
weekend ahead.
Good night, everyone.
Night, everyone.